And I guess with that, we should head right on to our first review, which is Host. What do you have
Hello?
for us?
I don't know. So, you guys like J.K. Rowling?
No.
That's a very loaded question.
Yeah, it is a loaded
Not
question.
No,
Answer
I do not.
carefully.
not particularly.
Why do you ask?
Why?
Would you like to
Ghosted.
elaborate?
What?
Would you like
You guys
Yeah,
ever
to?
you
been
want to
to? You
like?
guys ever been to a Wizarding World of Harry Potter?
No.
Why
I have
not? It's a
not,
cool place.
just have not had the ability to go.
Okay, well you should go there. It's a cool place. From what I've had good memories with Harry Potter books. Like after, but I stopped reading after the last one because I don't care about what's his guy name? Newt Scamander? Is that his name? Newt Salamander?
Newt
I,
Scamander. I
I
think it
have
is
Isn't
Newt
no
it?
idea.
Scamander. You got it the first time.
I don't care about his Fantastic Beasts book. I mean,
Okay.
I think I would be because oh look, more cool Harry Potter like world stuff, but I don't care. That would, I don't feel like buying the books anymore. They won't fit on my shelf. So yeah, this series Mashley, it's basically Harry Potter, but mixed in with Mob Psycho 100. People say Black Clover, but don't believe their lies. Not Black Clover. But yeah. So I watched Mashley, Magic and Muscles. It's it's a Shonen Jump series. Wow, I can't believe I'm reviewing a Shonen Jump series. It's about a dude who has no magic, but he wants to become the divine visionary, which is I guess some high up magic magic thing, magic position in the magic world. So I guess that's why people say it's like Black Clover because he wants to become the Wizard King or Magic Emperor, or whatever it's called. But yeah, so the main thing is that in this world, everyone's born with a mark on their face, and that signifies that you have magic talent. Everyone has so everyone has magic in this world, and they use literal Harry Potter wands. Like it's this series is too on the nose with its Harry Potter references, and so the main character Mash Burned Dead was adopted by an old man because he was found in the forest, but he had no marks on him. So to compensate for his lack of magic, his grandfather, I forget his name, Mr. Burned Dead, let's call him that.
Okay.
I don't remember that guy's name.
Oh yeah, that's fine.
Mr. Burned Dead, he's all like, I'm gonna teach you self-defense. That's literally
Nice.
just muscle training. So he lifts, bro. He lifts. That's all he
I think it's
does.
okay. Yeah.
And he's lifted so much that he can basically punch magic out of the air with his bare hands.
Apparently, the grandfather's name is Regro. Yeah.
Okay,
Okay. But yeah. Anyway, sorry. Go on.
I don't know. Hold on, Regro, Hagrid. No, no, that's too much of a stretch.
No.
No.
Although I'm not like s- I'm not like too disturbed that you tried to make that connection because there are for the viewers out there there are a lot of references to Harry Potter in this series
There's
and
too many.
or like
I'll
kind
go
of
over
like
them.
draw
I'll go over them
inspirations.
soon,
Yeah,
though.
yeah, yeah. And when I say like a lot and like close to estimate, you might be thinking like, oh, there are like 3 or 4 like obvious. No, there are like like the entire like universe of this entire like setting. Like half of it's drawn from Harry Potter.
They're literally dressed like they're from Harry Potter. They have the suit
Yeah.
thing
I mean,
over wizard's robes. They use
even the
magic.
wizard's robe and the suit thing is like that's somewhat standard as like for our general Magic Academy, right? It's like that's sort of
Not
inspired,
with the
not even
robes.
from
No, not these specific
no,
types of robes. No,
they're
no, I
like just the
don't
dark
believe the
robes,
lies.
or are
Yeah,
you talking about the color coded robes?
yeah, they're color coded. Oh,
Oh, okay, okay, yeah. The color coded robes are different. Yeah, okay,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
So I mean, if you want to mention on the nose, the guy's magic mark, which is a fake magic mark. Well, I'll get into a little bit later. Is it looks suspiciously like someone else's mark, doesn't it? It's a literal lightning bolt. Ha ha! But yeah, so
Damn it.
the story begins when
I actually just noticed that when I looked at the picture as you said it. Oh my god.
yeah, the story begins. His grandfather's like, Mash, you must not go into the city because you're the city's evil. And he's
Uh-huh.
like, okay, but then he wanted cream puffs, so he went to the city. So
Understandable.
Yeah.
well, that his the reoccurring theme is cream puffs because that's his favorite food. So he goes to the city, all hooded and masked like, and when he buys his cream puffs, oh no, the his hood falls off, and he's like, oh no, this guy's born without a mark. We must call the magic police. Apparently, because I guess being Muggle born is illegal in this world.
Uh-huh.
They mentioned something like, oh, we have to keep our magic blood intact, so we kill all Muggle-borns or people with no magic, something like that. Pretty much,
That doesn't really seem sustainable.
it is if everyone has magic except for like the rare few. I guess they're mutations. But yeah, so he gets chased back to his house. And his grandpa's there, and he's like, "Oh, you're Muggle-born. I'm gonna kill you." So the magic police shoot magic at him, but he's like apparently so powerful that he bats away their magic like it's nothing, and he plays volleyball and soccer with their magic, and he's like, oh, he's so powerful. And he's like, I'm gonna kill you, magic police. Then the magic police guy, what's his name? Let me find his name.
Voldemort.
No, that's a different character.
I like how he doesn't deny that he's actually in the
Well,
series.
that's a
Yeah.
different character. His name's Brad Coleman, who's voiced
What's
by
with the names? Sorry.
Fire.
It's
You
like
have Fire. If it's Harry Potter, you gotta have as many English names as possible.
yeah. You know what's you know that previous season series, right? It's like we have the adventurers that are like disgruntled or whatever. You know that
Yeah.
it's like that. Um yeah, but sorry, anyways,
But
go on.
yeah,
Where it's like yeah, the
the magic
anime.
police guy is voiced by Diavolo. There's a lot of
Mhm.
weird yet very familiar voice actors in here.
Uh-huh.
Like even Mash's grandfather is Cho. If you know who Cho is,
Mm.
he's like, let me just if you know One Piece, he's Brook. Basically,
Mhm.
that's I don't know. I guess that would be his big main role. He's an OG. But yeah,
Mhm. Yeah, he's
so
very
yeah, he beats up the magic policeman, and then he's like, "I'm gonna kill you." The magic policeman's like, no, wait. He'll be like, "I'll make a deal with you. You have to enroll into this magic academy and become the what's it called? Divine Visionary? Is that what it's called? I don't remember. I don't know. Yes, right? Yeah, Divine
Mhm.
Visionary.
yeah.
And if you become a Divine Visionary, you're like you basically work at the Ministry of Magic, or what do they call it? The Bureau of Magic.
Yeah, yes.
I don't care, Ministry of
Yeah,
Magic.
yeah, 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 yeah.
So you can overturn the rules that say like you people with no magic are killed on sight or are outcasts. So you can change the world. And then he's like, why do you care about that? And he's like, I just want the money and prestige involved in this. I want to get paid. And he's like, all right. So he enrolls into the Magic Academy, and there's a magic preliminary test, which he aces easily using his power of muscles. You remember that maze scene in freaking Try to Wizard tournament where there's a literal if there's a literal maze and there's a sphinx in the maze.
Yes. I
Yeah,
do.
that's part one of the things he did in the Magic
That's
Academy.
like the last part of the Triwizard Tournament, right?
Yeah.
Because that's the part where they actually have to get the goblet. Yeah.
Yeah, so there's a sphinx. He's like, he beats up the sphinx, and then he literally punches holes through the walls to get to the end. And it's supposed to be like, oh, how can he do that with 1 meter thick walls that are immune to magic? Well, they're not immune to fist apparently. So that was a funny scene. This series is like 60 to 90% comedy.
Yeah, I mean
Comedy.
that's the way it should be, right?
Yeah.
It's like I wouldn't have it any other way.
So yeah, and then he's enrolled into the Magic Academy where there's a three where there's three. Three, but not four houses. And in typical Harry Potter fashion, he sorted into the house through not the sorting hat, but the sorting skeletal unicorn, which tells you like,
He's not
oh,
kidding, by the way.
I'm
He
not kidding.
actually has a picture. Did
Where it's like,
you see
oh,
the picture?
yeah.
Wait, no,
It's,
the picture. Yeah, it's all there. Yeah,
I didn't realize that was from this series.
it is. It is.
It's like, oh, you have these qualities, and like, oh, you're brave of heart. You're an Adler dorm. You're smart. You're smart. I guess you're an Orca dorm, and if you're if you have ambitions to be powerful and whatnot, you're in Lang dorm. Apparently they just it's a literal Orca for they just mixed up Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw together. So yeah, so he's in Adler dorm because he's brave of heart and whatnot, and his house colors are red, and Lang is apparently purple. But whatever. Yeah, some fun stuff happens. There's a dude named literally Tom Knowles, like Tom Knowledge, but
Uh-huh.
they call him, but
After Tom Riddle,
Tom
yes.
Riddle, yeah. And then they have a literal magic magic sport on brooms called Duelo instead of Quidditch, but it's literally played the same way as Quidditch, except there are no, you're on brooms, you're on a field, and you gotta throw balls into hoops. There's no bludgers or snitches apparently. So he gets recruited into the Duelo team, and but he's got no magic. So how can he fly? Well, I'll leave that. I won't spoil that because it's pretty funny how he flies. But yeah, there's a lot. This series is literally Harry Potter, but more comedic, mixed with, I guess, the humor of. I want to say what one's humor. It's very apparent in the way that a lot of the panels are drawn and how he's mostly deadpan. I'm not gonna say One Punch Man because that's too obvious. I'm gonna say Mob Psycho 100 because I'm more civilized than that. But yeah, so this series is basically him solving, like doing magical wizard tasks without magic, just using his muscle magic in quotes. But he's only said muscle magic maybe 2 or 3 times in this
That's
series,
disappointing.
but I guess it's for his named attacks. There's like muscle magic, ballista knuckle, and it's just him punching things. And then
That's pretty good.
like what is it? Muscle magic, big bang dash, and it's just him running, like going from a sprinter's position and running so fast that he disappears. That's cool.
But
Yeah.
so can I ask you, is what is it? It's by the way, that description kind of reminds me of did you watch Busou Shoujo Machiavellism? It
Yeah.
kind of
I
reminds me of the
believe
main character.
did not the.
It kind of reminds me of the
I'm pretty
Magic
sure
Bullet
I
kind of.
covered that, but yeah.
You did? Oh yeah, okay. I
Yeah, it
definitely
was
I watched
covered.
it
Was
on
it
some.
by me? I don't remember it
It was
anymore.
by either me or you. It's like one of us because we definitely both watched it. But yeah, it kind of reminds me of that. You see this right? It's like the magic bullet kind of thing.
Yeah.
But so
He
I
hasn't
think an
done any
important.
cool shockwave abilities
Oh,
yet. It's literal
that
punch.
sucks. Oh yeah, I hope there's a shockwave soon. That would be cool because that's like the classic, right? But
Yeah.
so most of like the staff is pretty much like A1 connection people. Like there's a lot of veterans here that are kind of pulling their weight here. I think the only one is kind of like I know the main director Tanaka Tomoya is his other direct like full directorial roles are Visual Prison and Engage Kiss, which are is not I think the best of resume stuff, but he's had a lot of experience otherwise in like other kind of series. So that's so I'm glad to see that Mashle is turning out pretty well. What do you think about so what's the formatting of the series? Is it just episodes? I'm thinking it's mini arcs, right? It's probably gonna be mini arcs. I haven't read the
Everything's a
manga.
mini arcs when you bring it out, Spire.
That is true. But is it like
Like
multi-episode
mini
mini
arc.
arcs?
Oh, here's his magic. Magic entrance exam. Mini arc. Here's
Okay. So it's a
he
couple
meets his
episodes
bad
per
guy and he beats him up.
like
Yeah,
muscle kind of thing. Okay.
but there's only
So
what 6. Well, no, it can't be a couple episodes. It's um several chapters are condensed into one episode.
oh okay.
It's because it's Shonen Jump, that
Yeah.
thing, and this series is pretty long. So there's 6 episodes in, and I believe we just met the main villain of the series. The the I guess he's Draco Malfoy of the series.
Draco Malfoy is not the main villain of Harry Potter, though, right? But
He's
it's
like
like,
the
is that how he
first
set up
kind of
in
antagonist, really.
Mashle? I guess
Well, yeah, he's the
so.
first one.
Yeah, yeah,
Snape's not the antagonist,
yeah.
and not in Harry Potter, not for a long time. It's
Hmm.
Draco Malfoy. It's the prefect of Lang House, who's voiced by Goblin Slayer, which is weird. Like I didn't
Okay.
expect that, but yeah. So he's the noble that believes, you know,
I think. By the way, for those of you who don't know who talk about it, I think that's referring to Umeharu Yuichiro. I believe if
yeah.
that's the
So
yes.
yeah, so Draco Malfoy's able walker, and he's got 3 magic marks, I believe. Because in this series, the number of
So
magic
many
marks
magic
you have
marks.
on your face determines your magical capacity or how privileged you are. So like everyone, so there's this dude with 2 marks. You're like, oh, this guy's magic is stronger than the rest. But yeah, the Draco Malfoy's got 3 marks, and he hates peasants, and he's gonna rule the magic world because he's a noble and whatnot. So it's like, okay, I guess that's cool.
Hmm. But yeah, I how I guess getting back into more like the general stuff. How are I know again this is done by A1 Pictures. How are the audio visuals for this series? I almost said game for some reason.
That's the thing.
Uh,
I will say the visuals. I read a couple chapters of the manga, like just up to the point where
mhm.
the anime ends. Well, the current our current episode 6. So if you want to compare, took 16 chapters to get where we are currently in the anime. So 16 chapters to get to episode 6. It definitely looks more polished than the manga
Okay.
in a way. If maybe I'm drawing too many parallels, but in a way that's very similar to the difference between the One Punch Man made by One and the
Mhm,
Murata version of One or One Punch Man, if you know what I mean.
mhm,
The anime is a lot more refined looking, more professional in some like overall compared to manga. So
So,
the anime looks a lot more serious overall compared to the jokey tone of the manga's art in a
Oh,
way.
okay, yeah. I know what you're talking about. But I mean, it's also what is it? One Punch Man was also kind of it did have a lot of money still, and it I think did have also a lot of subcontractors. Just because I know, um, I mean, Madhouse themselves isn't usually does take on some subcontractors for its larger projects, and I know JC staff, like most major JC staff projects, take on like 20 different subcontractors. But usually those series are can be variable sometimes in terms of quality, especially if JC staff plus like 20 million subcontractors are kind of taking the wheel. Compared to, I mean, A1 Pictures can also kind of be variable, but oftentimes they have enough decent artists. Like they have connections to decent enough artists to take it at the range. So I'm still glad to hear that it's a little bit more polished than something like One Punch
But
Man
I
season two.
but the thing is, I don't know whether or not that's a good thing. It's up in the air because, like I said,
Oh, you
the
want it to be
manga
kind of
the manga
cheesy like that.
itself is very cartoonish and more comedic.
Mm,
And by having a more serious and the characters are drawn more simply in the manga, but
mhm,
having better quality animations in the anime kind of detracts from it, like the comedic tones.
mhm,
Because the most apparent was in episode one, where there's a scene with like one I mentioned earlier that he bats away the magic like it's nothing. Like in the manga, it looks like this. It's very comedic, like very comedic and simple. But in the anime, it's kind of over the top. It's like, oh, zoom in, zoom in
Oh, okay.
with the attack, and it pans around his head, and he just swipes it away. Then boom, there's an explosion on the
Do you think?
side.
Do you like that, or do you like this?
It really depends, because yeah,
It's like I almost like I empathize with you kind of because like you like what Toast might like. I almost want to see both. You know what I mean? Like
this
I almost
is
want to see both.
like I'm posting pictures of
Yeah.
the
Well,
anime.
the One Punch Man anime did something where it kind of like did moments like this
It
just
mixed
in
them
the
up.
anime. You know
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Like sometimes it was like super simple, and the other times it was like like full on
Yeah.
like 60 frames per or like 100 frames per second, whatever stuff like that. Yeah.
So, like I said, I mean, take it how you will. I think it detracts from the overall comedic series, comedic seriousness of the
Oh,
anime.
you think they should have really made it kind of like a
Yes.
caricaturistic, like yeah, how it is. Yeah. Okay. Fun.
Here, I'll. It's a weird video, but it's like here's the instant one. It's like you can see the difference between how the anime takes it compared to the manga, and it's kind of over the top. But I mean, take it as you will. It's not really my way to say it. I'm just
No,
saying that.
I definitely fully empathize with like what you're saying, and like I think that art style would have been cool to see as well. So,
But maybe it doesn't translate as well into the anime. I don't know.
mhm.
I'm just pointing that out. But
You
yeah,
like the OPED? How do you feel about them?
OP is pretty good.
Hmm.
ED is literally a cream puff song. I don't know what they're doing with that.
Okay. All
Well,
right.
I guess it's because the main character really likes his cream puffs. But yeah, the opening is Knockout by Taiku Okazaki. I don't know
Mhm.
who that is.
I don't know who
Well, I
that
know
is
who
either.
that is.
So, I guess one last question before I guess uh any if you want to just give the last words, but just one question before that. I know there are approximately 500 reviews on my anime list about Mashle that start with a line, "This Harry Potter slash One Punch Man spinoff. So, how would you respond to all of those reviews
They
starting out
aren't
like
wrong. There's
that?
way too much Harry Potter notes to not to not
Versus One Punch Man
be
notes. Yeah.
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 Because it's the same dry deadpan humor about an overpowered dude
Mm-hmm.
who just punches people in a
Right. Right.
magic world, and like, come on, man, literal Quidditch. The very first they mentioned potions class, and
Mm-hmm.
guess what? The very first ingredient they mess with is
What is it?
like, what's the first magical plant ever introduced in Harry Potter?
Man, isn't it Mandragora?
Yeah, it's a
Yes.
mandragora, and I'm like, too obvious.
Very like so on the nose that they're just like taking they're just like they're like starting to pick the nose with like the finger that they put on it. Like this is how far that they're going. So yeah, again, for the viewers that we talked about just like a couple of minutes before about how this series draws a lot from Harry Potter in an homage like way that still treads the line in a slightly dangerous manner. um this this is just one of the many examples. So,
I will say though, when they enter when they enter the cursed forest of death or whatever, for
mhm,
training instead of detention,
right,
they don't encounter a spider. They encounter a scorpion. So
yeah.
slightly different. But
Have they encountered a unicorn yet?
the sorting unicorn.
Oh no, I meant like in the forest.
No,
Have they?
they're going to. Oh my God! Here's another thing. So in the series, in order to
Mhm,
become like nominated for Divine Vision or whatever, you
yeah.
have to collect coins. Okay,
Okay.
so there's bronze coins, silver coins, and gold coins,
Uh huh.
and I think like 5 silver coins make 1 gold coin.
Okay.
What else has a gold, silver, and
You're
copper
talking about
coins?
you're talking about the general currency system in Harry Potter, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Newt.
yeah,
What
yeah.
is it? What is it?
Gringotts?
No.
Gring, no.
Newts, sickles, and galleons.
Oh yes, 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 yes. Yeah, exactly. The names
Yeah,
of the
but in
currencies.
this one, there used to be like, oh, this shows how many merit points you have. So
Yeah. That's pretty cute. Okay. Okay. Pretty
I can
good.
draw. I can make an entire spreadsheet of Harry Potter parallels in here.
Yeah, yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
I'm sure it would never end. But anyways, any last words on the series?
it's a really good series. It's funny.
Yeah, honestly, I want to check it out after
It's
I heard your review. To be honest.
it's funny in the ways that
Mhm.
make sense. It's
Yeah,
fun.
yeah.
It's pretty. The ridiculousness of what he can do is pretty good too, and in creative ways.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, he has no magic. How can he fly? Well, how can he fly in a broom and play Quidditch? Well, check out and see. It's pretty funny.
Hmm.
And it's like, oh, we're behind 40 points. Gryffindor's behind 40 points. There's no snitch in this series, so how do you, bring it back? It's pretty good. I won't spoil it.
Okay.
And overall, this is a really good series. Definitely worthy of being in Shonen Jump.
Yeah, yeah. I can
Uh,
tell it's quite well made. Even obviously, even though the setting is like drawn a lot from Harry Potter, but it's like it's the pair or the comedic parts of it are very well done from what you said in your review.
but yeah, it's
Mhm.
I forgot the name of the school is a Easton Magic Academy, but not Hogwarts. I don't know. Does Hogwarts mean something in
I don't know.
British?
Yeah, I think they're just going with the British kind of theme, to be
Maybe,
honest. Yeah.
I guess. But yeah. Oh, what about the other characters? I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, there are other characters. Cool, I guess. There's a red-headed dude. Maybe he's Ron Weasley. I don't know. He's got explosion magic though. But yeah, I forgot to mention, everyone's got their own unique magic. So yeah, I guess there's variety in that. Yeah,
Okay.
It's a really good series. I'm not surprised. That's why there's going to be a live action version next month.
Yeah. There's actually is it a live action or is it like a musical?
I believe it's live action. So
Okay.
yeah, it looks good. It it has the same, I guess, color palette as other shonens of this genre. Like, if I wanted to compare it to another shonen that was also in Shonen Jump, I'd say it has similarities to the Assassination Classroom palette
Mhm.
of colors. Good.
But yeah, I think also the names, some of the names are probably obviously some of the names are references to Harry Potter, but it's like there's also my um guess at one interpretation of the main character, for instance, right? It's like ban is like a very like onomatopoeia, or generally like for like punches and stuff like that, but like bam, like and then dead, right? So it could be something like that.
Yes.
But
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Tell me that that the Easton Academy headmaster does not look like movie Dumbledore. Tell me.
Yeah, it's I yeah.
Let
For
me let
those of
me.
you who guys don't know, just check out the character like on Google Images or something like that for the headmaster. It's like exactly how it
His
is.
name's Wahlberg Bygone, and he looks exactly like movie one through
Yeah, he
three
actually looks
Dumbledore.
exactly like Dumbledore.
And it's like,
Oh
god
my
damn.
god. Anyways, thank you, Toast, for the
Oh, my
review. Yeah,
rating, my rating.
yeah.
I'll give it a solid 9. It's really good.
One Punch Man out of 10. Good stuff. But yeah, it is.
I don't know, like, how many episodes is this? We're 6 in. I hope it's at least 24
Yeah,
because it definitely
it could
deserves
get
it.
a season 2 for sure,
Yeah,
especially with a series like this. Yeah. But yeah, it's definitely halfway.
it's
It's
really
there.
good. I definitely recommend it as the shonen of this series, or a diamond in the rough shonen this season.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Toast again is reviewing Mashle, Magic and Muscles. This is a manga original adapted into an anime by A1 Pictures, I believe, leading the charge, along with obviously a bunch of other subcontracts, stuff like that. Pretty good comedy series. Please do check it out when you have the time.